Well, after a month-long exam break, I am back, and this time with my first collection of legitimately NG ones. Well, you may be saying, but GC, right, or GTR, whatever you want to call. Don't I have one? Yes, I do. It's right here. You can't see it? It's here. This beauty right here is, yes, even though it is an NG mode, it wasn't, with the NG brand, but HYJL, as you can see at the bottom, it's HYJL, it's not NG. So, well, first time getting the ones from NG, and these are significant. Wanna know more? Well, let's go into this video. So, anybody knows the Grand Tour? I'll give a short backstory then. So basically, the Grand Tour consists of Richard Hammond, James May, Jeremy Clarkson, who were from Top Gear. Now after Jeremy Clarkson had punched a executive producer, he was fired, and well, the other two left as a result, because they said that they would treat the three of them were like brothers, like family, and they wanted to leave no man behind. Then Amazon signed them up together with their former producer, Andy Willman, to create the Grand Tour. Currently it's still running. It's in its 4th season. Or that's what people call its 4th season. I also think it's a 4th season considering, but just this time they're doing what they would normally do as a winter, Christmas or special or Easter special, which is go overseas and make a record and actually have no interruptions, like your conversations, like your news on the cars and all. Yeah, it's just them trying to have fun in overseas lands. But anyway, this is NG's take. Well, rather, on the aircraft that have been painted. Now, DHL painted these aircraft to promote the Grand Tour, because DHL, is partnering the Grand Tour to facilitate the courier service of the cars, as they go to exotic places like Madagascar, the Saharan Desert, even all the way into Vietnam. Yeah. So they painted 3 aircraft, which is kind of ironic. I'll say why later. So these two 757s here are the two. One is obviously James May, the other is Jeremy Clarkson. Left, to your left, and to your right respectively. You also have another one. It's a 767-300F. Well, I can't remember if it's Boeing converter or pure, but yeah, it's for DHL, and it features Richard Hammond. And if you guys are F geeks, cause sadly I don't have any 767 models, you know that the 767 is, even though similar, because they were built on the same time period from the 757 and was meant to be in commonality, it's a lot different. It's actually wider, bigger, so it's kind of ironic considering how Richard Hammond is the short guy. But we shall proceed on. So there's 2 boxes here. Yes, a double review, because I owe you guys this. Yeah, and I'm such a Grand Tour fan, so why would I want to do one at 1-to-1 when I can have both, right? And definitely once the Richard Hammond one comes, which is almost never, cause NG hasn't made a 767 more yet, which is actually what everybody has been asking online, Instagram, Facebook, asking NG, can you do like, they're asking NG, do a 767 more. I understand your concerns, but to take this into account, other than that, what does NG know, right? Like, does NG think that making a 767 more will be worth it? I know that they've got a lot of good modes coming out, and I also think that a 767 more will also be very useful. But I think that for me as an Airbus fan, we should actually venture more into the Airbuses. Something like a revised A330 more, I think, would be better to compete with the AV400s coming out and the Pandas, and definitely some A220s to compete with JC, you know, and some A380s, I don't know. But definitely 747, 767, my bad, is definitely worth a shot considering they already have a 757. So, you know, to match up not only with just the Grand Tour one, but many other cargo fleets outside. So yeah, 2 boxes. Which one do you guys want me to review? Obviously, I can't you ask, but anyway, I'm gonna go with Jeremy Clarkson because he is the more comedic one, so let's reposition ourselves. We are back with Jeremy Clarkson's one. So, Jeremy Clarkson is the more wacky of the two, James May being the more sensible one, and Richard Hammond being Richard Hammond being the one that is likes to be American even though he's British. Yeah, so but all three make a very good how would I say, they are very good as a car host. So this is Jeremy Clarkson's 757-200 PCF, the Grand Tour. Now NG is really nice with the box. I would really say, even though I've said to everybody, keep your boxes, I would say NG's one is the best to keep, you know. They always have the best designs available. I mean, and there's so much so that compared to others, I think it's like a PS5. The box itself sells itself before you even have the PS5. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna look into the box. So we're gonna start with the front. You have a clip art here. Registration is Victor Hotel Tango Charlie Alpha. Now this is operated by Tasman Cargo. Obviously Tasman Cargo has replaced it with a 767, I think halfway through the year of 2020 and 2019, expecting higher cargo demand is my idea. Obviously they have Jeremy Clarkson on the tail with the GT. We're gonna see more of that later when we actually see how good the printing is. I'm gonna focus on the T here, the front of the box, which actually shows something very unique. You can see it's a T, and if you did not notice just now when I add in my James May one, it actually forms a GT. Now I will show what the GE is later. So yeah, but I'm gonna go into standards. So I'm gonna go at the bottom first. More clip art, registration again, but this time obviously not on the clip art, just text. Passenger converted freighter is the PCF. BCF is Boeing converted freighter. BDSF is Bedek Aerospace converted freighter. There's many type of conversions. I think I'll definitely produce a filler video for that. NG logo, DHL logo, scale collectible die-cast metal. Again. If there's the same things I see, I'll just say again. Yeah, and then one large again on the other side. So yeah, now we're definitely gonna look into the G and the T. Now that we're done with the boxes, so we're gonna start obviously with the G. You know, there's if you can see, there's like some lines inside. So I'm obviously gonna say that I'm gonna try and read out the ones that are not gonna make me demonetize. So we start off with the first few lines on the top, because the GT logo is actually like one big G and a T, and they actually are able to do it by different lines. So we're gonna start off. So nothing in the first line and the second, because they're one whole sentence. Nothing in this life worth achieving is easy, nor is it. Oh, okay. It actually goes on to the third line. If you guys can actually see. Impossible. Then it says, it carries on to, oh, crikey. It starts with a C, ends with a K. You know what that is. Don't get me demonetized. And it says, don't crash into the back of me, which is very common with Jeremy Clarkson and Richard Hammond just trying to crash May's car. But that's just something for you. Now we go on to Jeremy Clarkson's one, which sadly there's nothing there's not that one famous meme saying of Jeremy Clarkson. I will say what it is later. So yeah, we're gonna read the first and second lines because they are one part, so they are one whole sentence. Speed has never killed anyone. Suddenly becoming stationary, that's what gets you. Okay, that is common. And Jeremy Clarkson at the last two lines is power and speed. If you see him crossing bridges, he will say that. although I was thinking, NG, I think you definitely forgot something. My genius. It's almost frightening. Then there's the other one that goes, my genius. It generates gravity. And another one is, sometimes, if you hear in the winds, my genius, you can hear the sound of my genius. Yeah, I think NG really missed out on that. Like, even on the back, it's the same. You know, just some warnings and some copyrights. But other than that, no, I really missed out on that saying, which is for me really sad, cause that's one of the most meme-worthy, you know, sayings, and I can't believe NG didn't do that. But ultimately, the sayings are still very good. So, yeah. Now we're gonna get the both back in here. And then yeah. So I'm just gonna talk about the names here: Air Force One and the Flying Orangutan. Now, Jeremy Clarkson is the Flying Orangutan because, well, the flying is because it's a 757. The orangutan is because he is a bit of a he looks quite orange, not gonna lie, and well, his face does look like an orangutan. And then Air Force One is because James May is known for his hair. If you do not know, his hair is quite frizzy. So yeah, and then Air Force One is just being well, adapted from Air Force One, which is Air Force One, which is a VIP transport for the US president. So Air Force One, hair as in his hair, Force One just as a sort of like a VIP thing. So yeah, if not, we can start unboxing. Yeah, and we're gonna divide it into another few parts. More review, printing, NGQC, and final words. So 4 more parts. Let's go. We can do this. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the unboxing. Now I'm definitely just gonna unbox one of them, and I'm just gonna snap in the other one. So definitely. So I'm gonna this time let James May have a chance and be the one unboxed. So we're gonna shift this into the center. Now I'm gonna say no more. It's a standard operating procedure. If you do not know, please look back at my other videos. Do not hold the knife like this. You know, it's look like you're gonna shank somebody, so don't do that. And easy peasy. Ooh. Okay, I found something interesting. Did you not know? I just realized the flap of this is quite thick. NG's box are always quite thick, by the way, if you didn't notice. Now, if you see here, this is quite thick. Like, others will be half the size of this if you actually look at my other reviews of other brands. So, yeah, so you can see right in here, it says 1400, 757, 200, and it comes with a foam casing. Actually, if you do not know, NG actually has foam casing for all its models instead of just plastic casing and a plastic wrap. So I'm just gonna slide this up. I actually do prefer the foam, even though like it's slightly harder to take out. At least it ensures protection. Like, foam is used to keep fragile things and everything. This is number 1 PET plastic, and then yeah, you've got a plastic wrap on top. If you do not realize it by now, you've got a foam at the bottom with a, well, plastic casing, which is kind of nice to protect the foam. I bet. So, seeing that the plastic wrap is on top, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open it from the bottom. And you can see the gears and everything. You can see front gear, main landing gear, and 2 RB211s, and the 2 antennas at the bottom. So, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take off my plastic cover on the underside, and then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna gently use my knife. I'm gonna use the blunt ends, and I'm gonna push against the straight edges of the wing. Alright, definitely, obviously, having taken out the top side. Now, this is if your aircraft hasn't fallen out yet. For mine, it still sticks to the foam. Right? This is why I like it, because foam means everything is kept in one piece. So you're gonna have your hand, okay, alright, here, and then you're gonna have your hand just on the support. You know, it's gonna support the aircraft, you know, with your hand. Now we're gonna do slowly and gently push on the wings, push it, and then you let gravity do its work, and voila, you have your model. Give me a sec. I'll just reposition the camera and zoom. Voila, there is one of them. Now, to introduce the second one, and well, notice anything different other than Clarkson being there? Well, if you do have a keen eye, and it's pretty obvious, it's the Singapore Airlines 757 in the background. Hello there, Sierra Golf Lima. It's the one with the NG mode made by HYJL. I'm gonna link in the the recommended. I will put that in once I get the time to do that. But if not, well, I'll be using that as a kind of a first-hand look at how the new 757s will compare. Obviously, you may think that this is not level, but it actually is. It's just optical illusion, you see. Yep. So definitely we got the two blocks together. Auto consider. Yep. So I'm gonna do either one actually, but since one of them has QC problems that I'm gonna highlight later on, I am going to exclude Jeremy Clarkson because he is the fated one with a QC problem. Now, I will highlight on the printing some differences that is as per later, but for now we can just start with the basics by comparing the two together. There we go. So definitely looking at the nose, you can see that the SIA one is slightly higher. This is because the nose wheel is actually sitting a bit higher because it actually fell out two times, so the glue I had to glue it back together, and there's a possibility that when I dropped the first time I glued it back, the glue set in, but the gear didn't seat in really well, so that's why that happened, and then thus, well, it grew by about a millimeter or two. Not gonna lie, that is what it is, but overall it's still okay. You can see that the similarities are almost similar. You can see the door lines okay, you can't compare the door line because this door line right here is obviously way off than this, because you have to compensate for the cargo door that should be able to be seen here. Oddly enough, let me just, yeah, it's there. I just need to find a way to show it without too much brightness from entering and then not being able to make it be seen. Yeah, no, yeah, but you get the idea. It's roughly the same. I've compared it. You can even look at the tail. It's twins. They're virtually twins. Yeah. The tail is a bit sagging because of the fabric that I'm using, but if not, you can actually see that yeah, stabilize. They're about the same height. You can see they're about the same height no matter what. No, yeah. And if you didn't even notice already why this has silver and why this does not, okay, that one as to per, I do not have any reason for now, but my best guess is because of the chrome era, in which you had many aircraft painted in chrome, but then they were phased out. Then the Boeing decided to paint in these silver in to add on to the chrome beauty, because the wings weren't always chrome, but in order to make it look like it was, that's what they did. I think that because if you look up on our website, I'll put link in the bio, placesporters.net. You can see that I'm gonna refer them to them by their last few letters of their IC registration. So this one is Tango Charlie Alpha. Tango Charlie Alpha is 29.9 years old in 2021. Yeah, I can add on a decimal. That's why it's about the same age as this twin. If I'm the 9 Victor Sierra Golf Lima, which is, if I'm correct, actually 2 to 3 years younger, so they still had the chrome. But this Delta Hotel Kilo Kilo was built 10 years after. They have a 10-year difference, so by then the chrome era had vanished. So yeah, but definitely so by comparing the basics, if you can see the aircraft, they're about the same. I mean, you can just pull them up on the same side, you can see they're almost similar. And now, realizing my problem, I will now change my Clarkson James May 757 for Clarkson 757 to reflect the similarities in almost everything. Okay, yes, the wings may be slightly higher. Like I said, this is because of the effect of my gluing skills being so shoddy. I have already improved upon that. You can see that the lines almost add up. You know, you can see the bit of silver coming out here, a bit of silver coming out here, a bit of a silver extending out here, a bit of silver extending out here. If you do not notice, and I'll try and get a better angle on it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, it's virtually similar. You know, even all the way down to almost everything, you know. So, got to be honest, yeah, that's that. So we're gonna move on to the mole, which finally I can use Clark James May one. Oh yeah, and by the way, as of standard, this is my gonna be my filming studio now, which is an almost black slash white background to make it more standard, and there will be photo slash video montages of the respective aircraft. You know, essentially either with GSC or, you know, just spinning them around Lazy Susan. So yeah, let's get into the review. So if you guys actually don't notice, you can see that in Tango Charlie Alpha, the locks for this gear, the cargo door, is white, and this is red. That's why it's camouflaged with the cargo door. You can see that Delta Hotel Kilo Kilo, whose 747 you're seeing now, is actually red in color, and that is because of the way they were converted. Obviously, I mean, even though it says PCF, passenger converted freighter, that's Boeing does license to many others to make passenger converted freighters. It's like 747-400s, for example. There's BCF, Boeing converted freighter, and BDSF, Bravo Delta Sierra Finland, which is Bedeck Aerospace, Bedeck Division Specialized Freighter. Yeah, they're converted the same way, you know. And but the thing is that BCF cannot only just be converted in Boeing, at Boeing locations in like places like Sunomish, Everett Sunomish. You know, you can convert in places like Singapore Changi, Hong Kong, Shelagh, because they've got certified people. So yeah, then it's up to the DHL, you know, to say, okay, which aircraft gets what, you know, maybe because Tango Charlie Alpha had a stint in Australia, and the Australians couldn't really see the door locks well, so they painted it white. I mean, it's the sort of minor things that you see, but you know, but really changes the whole aircraft, like the silver and the non-silver wings. Yeah. Yeah, we can definitely look at the bottom. I think that NG actually, for one, is actually one of the more better ones. Oh my bad. Yeah, if you heard that metal cling just now, that was just the background hitting my background box hitting something. But if you can see here really well, NG has really put a lot of effort into this. I mean, if you can zoom in enough, which apparently I can't, there are actually radomes. You know, you can see the radome line here, the gap separating the nose to the end houses the radome. You can see wipers. I mean, it's just gloriously gorgeous. Then if you flip to the underside, I think we can look at things ranging from a ram air turbine. Let me see. You can see things from ranging from a ram air turbine you see here to some lights here. I don't know what's these actually. I see these on a lot of aircraft, and my guessing is lights, but if you guys know something else, let me know. My best guess is that these this is definitely taxi light. I think these are just position lights or something like that. I mean, if you guys know, just let me know. Why is there 3 dots in one line, 3 dots in one line, 1 dash or dot in one line, in the bottom, in the middle? I really don't know. Then you've got a glorious pair of gear doors here. The gear leg is really beautifully detailed. You got a nice, I don't even know what's this, but I guess thinking this is the APU exhaust because or something similar, or just the battery compartment. I really don't know what that white one is. it's on every 757 aircraft, but I can't seem to find a thing about it. If you guys do let me know, do know about it, let me know in the comments below. I see, yeah. Overall printing is really good. I mean, how, if the printing is that good, right? They'll be able to capture even a picture of a bloke really well, which is the case here. A bloke captured really well, now in this video in 1080p. That's the brilliance of this printing. It's amazing. You know, the text is the nice color, you know, and this print, they printed it in a way that the DHL aircraft was that it had a slight hint of yellow, but wasn't enough to fully distinguish the color. It had a hint of yellow, just a hint. Like I said, a hint, maybe like 0.1%. So yeah, you know, the DHL red is beautiful. The yellow is also really glossed and shined up. The cockpit's all very beautiful. You know, I would say printing 10 out of 10 again, especially considering the fact that they were able to do it on 2 aircraft and maintain mostly QC efficiency. So yeah, now for the part in which I will have some criticism. So I think I can send out a criticism warning right now. Ladies and gentlemen, what you are about to see will or may criticize NG models in one way or another. Please do advise that if you guys are not willing to endure this, you may now skip forward to. And if not, we shall now continue with QC problems. Actually, I only have one QC problem. But at first I thought I had 2, being the silver wings and not because being the silver wings, because I thought that was just NG being QC. But apparently that's not the case. You know, it is as such. You know, the 10 years difference actually makes it actually like that. I also got shocked when I heard about it. I was like, whoa. And me knowing that most of the time when there's a new variant of such an aircraft, Boeing will give it a code name, like something like ER, like how, yeah, something like that. But they don't. So yeah. But then, you know, I was asking around. They said it wasn't. I was like, I searched on PlaceSpotter somewhere, and that was actually is. So yeah, better search before trying to make baseless claims, like I said. And for this one, I did do my research, but luckily the planes I selected were of little to no, were only having one issue, which was obviously Jeremy Clarkson. Do I think this is Jeremy Clarkson's bad luck on me? No, I do not. So I'm just gonna frame these two together. Now, if you don't notice the difference already, let me just give a clue. DHL 2 colors. One of them is done so wrongly. But if you heard me, I said the livery and the printing was done really well. So what else? The cockpit windows. The cockpit windows, you can see here, compare it to the ones in James May's one. It says pure silver. All silver. And you can look to every other side on Clarkson's one, it's also all silver. So why is it that on the left side, in the middle window, here comes a red printing? And when I saw this at the first time, I had a large laugh, because this is exactly the same color as the red that you see on DHL's logo. So QC, definitely. Oh yeah, I forgot to highlight one thing. Kilo Kilo has a KK at the front. It's nice. But yeah, I was kind of like laughing at myself. I was like, in the middle you see DHL's colors being there. It's like, is this fake or not? I actually searched it up online. It's not. The red is actually there. It's not actually there, you know. So I was like, well, it's a QC problem. But I am going to say something here that may shock everyone. Certain printing QCs like this one may not drive up the price because it's rare. Because such things happen only once in a while, you know. So it will be really hard to get. You know, it's just pure bad luck. For me, I really don't mind because I don't usually collect Asian. I don't really collect foreign aircraft because this is Australian and the other one is British. So they wouldn't really fly into Asian airports, but they were the Grand Tour, so I had to get them. So I mean, I really don't mind because to me, looking on the bright side is that it's one of a kind. You can't find a red cockpit windowed 757. Even even in real life or as an NGQC issue, even still, there will be a limited quantity. So that's the good side about it. I'm gonna give a hint of negativism. Definitely, it is a QC problem, and I've seen that multiple videos of people NGQC. I was lucky mine still came in full gear and had not been actually glued on back by the dealer, because I knew there was some that had but I got the ones that weren't, so that's good. So that was my thing, So I was like, okay, it's a QC problem, but I mean, on the bright side, it's one of a kind. But then again, multiple people have talked about NG's QC, saying that the QC isn't really good. So for me, my question then pushes it to not just complaining why is the QC. I drive to the source. I ask NG with my heart and with no ill intentions, why is the head of QC still being allowed to actually work when such a thing still occur? I mean, to be simply said, I mean, if these aircraft are not machined, boxed in, is there a way to highlight such QC problems, drag them out and sell them at a higher or lower price to dealers as they wish, because it's a QC issue, and then list them as defect as quality control issues, right? It's like going to a luxury goods store, say Chanel, and then there's an outlet. You go to that outlet, and you see a lot of the bags there. Some of them have slight defects here and there, maybe some scratch off the leather. Maybe the strap is a bit slightly smaller here and there. It's just quality control. That's why they send there at a cheaper price. But for this one, if some people see the potential, they can just buy it, at a high, at a higher lower price, and then sell them for that. That's what I'm saying. NG, not wanting to fire your QC guy, but maybe re-educate him, or change him for another guy, and then solve the issue of this happening from other aircraft. Just any QC problem, pull those that have QC problems, and then from there sell them at a lower price or marked up price, and then that way everybody who buys fairly, that has been informed there is a QC free aircraft model, gets a QC free aircraft model. Not something that is not, and if they were to be QC problem, they would be flagged out, and they will highlighted the fact that, and then the dealers obviously can raise or lower the prices as they wish, because it's a QC product, and it's up to them to value their prices because you've already sold it to them, or even if it's machinery boxed, you can use AI that normally counts certain things like fish farms. When they're shipping off fish, if you've got one AI, that sends it as a fish pass through the tubes to get them shipped off into boxes, right? The AI counts how many fish are there. We can convert the AI into, instead of counting how many boxes are there, how many aircraft are there, rather we can convert them into looking out for any QC problem, ranging from like the windows. They can know what color is it, the color scheme, and then out of the 6 windows that are, the AI will take time to scan it, see that this one has a red defect on the 3rd window on the right side, the middle window on the right, and then from there, as it's called, the aircraft which is in the box is put on a conveyor belt to the shipping area to be packed and shipped. It is it is then marked out, by conveyor belts, by pushing it to the side, pushing it into the QC bin. we'll just say QC pile, and then from there they will double check, and if it is, then they will again mark up higher or lower and sell to dealers. So yeah, I mean that's my idea. I don't think I know which technology is it yet, but still, at least the QC guy could change. You're still retaining people, but you're just changing for someone who's more reliable. Yeah. But overall, I still feel that this is a nice one in a good chance, but doesn't mean that what I say is actual, huh? I'm just showing my predictions here and could change. You just need to look up eBay or NGQC, and then maybe there's something. I don't know. I don't really go on eBay. Yeah, I mostly buy my models direct from my dealer, and he doesn't have any not QC because he also doesn't check boxes. He just ships them out to us. So yeah, but if not, yeah, it's a really good one. Well, for some, this one was definitely because I shipped it from Hong Kong. The Delta Hotel Kilo, I got it by myself. But yeah, anyway, so NG work on QC, but I'm still okay with this having the red window. Yeah. So now we move on to my concluding words. Sum up my comparison. Well, nothing much has changed really, you know, and I love the fact that NG is very one with the engines. You know, you can see that they're able to have both the Rolls-Royce RB211 here on the DHL ones. Okay, and also have the CF6 engines. I think they are CF6. Yeah, they are CF6s. So yeah. Now I'm just gonna run into a bit of stats. NG models without winglets have been produced, well, 15 times by HYJL and 24 times by NG, excluding the current DHL models. Huh? Okay, click me. You can start to come into view. Yeah. So. Oh wait, my bad. It's a Pratt & Whitney 2040. Yeah. And this one being the RB211535E4. Just to clear up any mistakes I may have made. Yeah, so moving on to the mold. Yeah, the mold. The mold! Oh, yeah. It's my knife. Oh, my knife is here. My bad. Now this is easily, even though I don't have any other 757s, I have looked at some from my dealer. And to be honest, this has one of the best detail I've ever seen. Yeah? Yep, so we're going to divide it into a few sections. We're going to divide it into the nose, the wings, and the engine and the fuselage here. And then we're going to go on to the tail, you know, which includes parts like APU and all that. We can move on to printing, yeah. And then from there we can highlight some bad points and some good points here and there about NG as a whole. But yeah. So, if you look at the nose shape is actually really accurate. It portrays the dolphin nose really beautifully. Just mind the lights issue going on. Yeah. There you can see that the dolphin nose is very perfectly portrayed. It may look like an A350 more or 787 if you put it in this direction, because I have the black background, but if you can see what I mean once I start tilting it over, it definitely has a very nice dolphin nose right there. You know, the leg gear is in a very nice height. You know, it's got the really nice height and detail that you want. It's intricately printed, that is what I would say. And I love this whole sort of like a grey, white, or light grey or whitish color. And then the wheel hubs. The wheel hubs are just silver, which is pretty beautiful. Really beautiful. Yeah. So if you look at the yeah, then we now move on to the wing itself and the fuselage. Definitely. I think that the wing root, which is the comparison here, this knife, yeah, it's really beautiful. The seam attachment is really well. I love that they actually added a bump here to show it actually connects to the fuselage, and it's actually part of the aircraft. The livery is actually incorporated slightly, you know, it's into the bum, you know, and you can see the love, you know. Oh my camera's going bonkers. Yeah, and you can see that there's a really beautiful landing lights and all. The engine is placed in really well. Sadly, because NG is it has already had some time with the 757 more. It doesn't have see-through. I mean, I also wouldn't complain if NG doesn't, because I mean, what can you say? The RB211 is one of those few engines that have a small thin cowling, so I mean, you can't say that. But yeah, the wing shape is really good. The angle that we've got is really stable. It's got a nice dihedral effect to it. It's very even on both sides. I mean, I can actually show you a reference to the accuracy of this aircraft by turning on the lights, and I'm gonna get one British British coin to actually show the similarity, detailing to the max. If you do not know, the RB211 engines, well, actually are actually quite low. The 757 itself is made quite low. So actually, if you can see what I'm about to do now, I mean, if you can predict, I'm just about to adjust the camera to sort of fit this in as a whole. I can actually fit a 5 pence. I can fit this coin, which is yes, Queen Elizabeth, 5 pence coin. Yes, 5 pence. Just underneath this, like if I was to put this on flat ground, just sliding over the rim top that you see here on the 5 pence, if I can get it to focus. Yeah, you can see there's a bit of a rim at the top. Once we pass over that rim, it actually fits really well. Like, there's not much room for it to move around. So yeah, that's really nice. They really got it down to the accuracy of it. I mean, I can even double. You know, it's really nice, yeah. But anyway, back to our review. I'll change back the lights in a sec. And we can angle our thing down. So yeah, the engines are really nice, well placed. If we can focus. And you can see the engine angle is actually really astonishing. It's actually quite level, as is per the thing in real life, yeah. And obviously, if you move last of all to the tail, I'll not talk about the aircraft itself, because I need to talk about about the printing, but rather about the mold. Yeah, I can see the 757's engines in real life are quite low. Yeah, just to be assured. Yeah. Oh, where's my knife? Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, I'll show you what NG is capable of doing later, but yeah, overall they've got a really nice profile wing. I mean, not wing, my bad. Rudder and elevator. You can see this really accurate. You've got very good detailing into it. You can see the grooves here. You can also see even more grooves here. And then now I'm going to show you one thing that differs NG from almost the rest of the world. If I can take out Tango Charlie Alpha. If you can see, Tango Charlie Alpha and Delta Hotel Kilo Kilo actually are different in some ways. You can actually see that Tango Charlie Alpha has one. Yeah, I definitely need to change the light for this, my bad. Yeah, so if you can notice, really well. Okay, if I can just get myself to adapt the focusing on this. So like I was saying, if you notice, Tango Charlie Alpha has 1 and 2 antennas on the top, whereas if we just pan over to Delta Hotel Kilo Kilo, there is only room for 1, and that is as per in real life. So If you just guys come up and say, oh, you know, it's a QC, and no, it's actually in real life. You can just Google up planespotters.net, Delta Hotel Kilo Kilo, and Tango Charlie Alpha. It's actually gonna be there. So NG is really one of the best. You know, they really know how to accommodate to things like the different aerials on the number of different aerials on different aircraft as per customer specification. Because these are converted freighters, mind you. You know, you can also see that they adapt to the engines as well. In not only just RB211s, you know, they can also adapt to Delta Hotel Kilo Kilo. I'm gonna move you in for Sierra Golf Lima. You can move it in for a Pratt & Whitney 2040. It's really good. You know, they got the more really sorted out well. So yeah, I think overall 10 out of 10, spectacular. I think it's really well done. NG 757, king of the world. I mean, it is one of those modes where it is close to near perfection, but in this world nothing is ever perfect. So like I said, near perfection. Yeah, so if you move on to printing now, we can actually see the differences available in the different aircraft. I need to find a way to position them though. Yeah. So you guys can actually see the DHL aircraft markings. Yeah, if you guys can see the DHL markings, if I well, to sum it up, NG, congratulations, you have just opened up a new market of Grand Tour collectors who are willing to pay for your niche prices, well, to get these two blokes that you see on the screen. Yeah, but to be honest, I myself, to see such an aircraft made by NG, I am more prouder than ever to see that it's made by none other than NG, who has the best 757 mode. And I think that they really came up with a very good decision. So to everyone who is thinking that collecting this is not worth, for me, as long as there's any NG model, you'd better collect it. They sell fast, you know. But obviously something that's reasonable. These are reasonable because we know these prices have got certain things like the Sri Lankan one, the L1011, which I saw reviewed on other places. It's not the best NG has done, but this is really promising. It just shows how good the mode is. You know, 20 years later, it's still useful. You know, so overall, I think other than QC, 10 out of 10, the whole thing. So yeah, if that's it, then yeah, link in the description for Patreon subscription. If not, then that's it. Yeah, I hope to see you soon in another video. Bye. Now we shall play the Mon.